Hey there, my name is Gergu, I'm doing my master's in data science, and today I want to talk to you about buzzwords in data science. Algorithm, AI, models, prediction, we all heard these words before, but today it's time to look a bit beyond them. What we are going to do today, I will explain to you a bit what data science is and how it works, and then we're going to dissect some of the most popular buzzwords in the atmosphere currently. So what is data science? Data science became super mysticized in the past 10 to 15 years, but in reality it's a domain in mathematics. The two main characteristics of it are that it's super interdisciplinary, so it works with probability theory, statistics, network science, graph theory, and that it's super application oriented. Data science cannot really exist in a vacuum. And yes, the main aim of data science is to make sense of all the data that we are collecting, independent of domain or industry where we collect it. Okay, so let's dive into some of the most popular buzzwords. Today we won't have the time to dive super deep into them, but I just want to show you that they are not as mythical as they first seem. Let's start with one of the most common ones, the greatest buzzword of data science:
the algorithm.
The algorithm that runs Instagram, that runs YouTube, Twitter, any feed, the algorithm itself. So the purpose of the algorithm is to match content to user preferences. It is basically a recommender system, so I will refer to them as recommender systems from now on. So the simplest form of a recommender is a content-based recommender. This is where you gather information about the content, be it item descriptions in web shops, descriptions of YouTube videos, characteristic of tweets, and then you build profiles of users, guessing what they like. And once you have these content profiles from all the information you gathered and the profile of the users, their preferences, you basically just match the two together. If you go one step beyond, you get to collaborative filtering, which is probably the most widespread way of doing recommender systems. And the main idea is that you use similar users or similar items to recommend content to users. And the way collaborative filtering works is you find a group of similar items or users, you can use either one of them, and then you make the assumption that if you like something and someone similar to you likes something else, you probably will like that item yourself. And based on this one, this is why it's collaborative, because people can collaborate, tuning the recommendations. And as I mentioned, the two most common versions are user-user, where you find similar users and recommend items that are liked within the group, or item-item, where you find similar items, and if you like one of those items, you will be recommended another one of those items. I hope this gives a clearer view on what the algorithm, the mystical algorithm is, and let's continue with our next buzzword, AI. So AI stands for artificial intelligence, and the definition of AI is extremely fluid. It changed over the years as we became more advanced. The boundaries of what we consider AI was pushed further and further back, and nowadays we have a general idea of what we consider AI, basically deep neural networks. But what does that mean? So let's dive a bit into how neural networks work. The smallest piece of a neural network is called a perceptron, and it's basically a little machine that does very simple math. So it gets some inputs, it gives those inputs these different weights, and then gives an output based on the weights and those inputs. So basically the way it works is you feed a bunch of data to this jumble of little perceptrons, and then it adjusts the weights in every single little perceptron until it can produce results that you like. The math behind how it happens is super simple. Okay, maybe not super simple, but it's pretty straightforward math. But this sheer number of perceptrons and parameters and weights that we are adjusting makes it completely black box, meaning that we don't understand how it comes to conclusions. We just give it data in the input, then something happens in between, and then we get an output, and we have no idea what it actually does in between. This is just a super high-level view of neural networks and AI. Please don't come for me. I will later make a video going a bit deeper into how AI and neural networks really work. And the last buzzword I want to talk to you about is big data. Big data became super popular in the past 10, 15 years, right around where the web really blew up. And the web blowing up means that we produce much more data than in any given time in history. So loads of data is great because it's much more information, but managing it is a huge pain. Just basic transformations or filtering or even just opening certain databases takes huge computational resources. And that's where big data engineering became a thing. So there are multiple definitions for big data. So if it fits in your computer's working memory, it's small data. If it doesn't fit your working memory, only your hard drive, then it's medium data. If it doesn't even fit your hard drive, then we are talking about big data. The other very common definition is the 3 V's, which is velocity, variety, and volume. And sometimes they are extended by 2 more V's. Veracity, which refers to if the data is true or not, and value, given how valuable that information is. So the magic of big data is splitting up operations on data into multiple computers. Sometimes one computer either cannot even handle the full data set or would just take ages to make it work. So you take all the operations and you split it into multiple chunks, and separate computers can process those chunks. So this kind of big data architecture and big data engineering also enabled cloud computing to emerge, but that's gonna be a later video. Okay, so these were our buzzwords for today. I hope I managed to shed some light on the actual concepts behind all of these buzzwords. And it's very easy to get lost in all of these buzzwords, but I think understanding them, or at least having a grasp of them, can help us manage and operate a bit better in this ever-changing world around us. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.